All right, we are running live on air in the next 30 seconds. We'll be live on the air. Fasten your seatbelts. We're about to take off. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, from whatever location that you are in. This is KC again from Omega Studio. I have this afternoon a conversation, a dialogue relating to NSAS movement and protest in Nigeria. I have right now 13 of us in number. Let me see. As we go further, if anybody's mic is on and it's supposed to be on, as I could hear backfeed, I may have the option to mute that person. But all the same, let's go ahead and have an introductory greeting from each of the panel members, starting from Techno in Lagos. Techno, please greet our audience.
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I am calling from Lagos State.
Excellent. Excellent. From Lagos State. Teniola, go ahead and greet our audience. Teniola.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. I'm Teniola from Lagos State.
Excellent. And Hawaii, if you could hear me, go ahead and greet our audience. I know he's having audio problems, so let's move ahead to Oladwaju from SCT Abuja. Oladwaju, can you hear me? Unmute yourself.
I can.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. Oladwaju from Abuja.
Excellent, excellent. And the next will be, I have Mayo from Ibadan. Mayo, please greet our audience.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Biosore from Ibadan, your state, Nigeria.
Excellent. And I have Valentine from Kaduna. Valentine, please greet our audience.
Good evening, everyone. I am Valentine from Kaduna.
Excellent. And I have Chibuzo from Rivers. Chibuzo, greet our audience.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chibuzo from Port Harcourt, Rivers State.
Excellent. And I have Ikechukwu from Imo State. Ikechukwu, greet our audience. Ikechukwu, can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ikechukwu. Yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ikechukwu from Imo State.
They're reporting from Imo State. Now I have our coordinator. We give you a thumbs up. Our coordinator, Praise from Enugu. Praise, please take a moment and greet our audience. You are our coordinator. Good job. Good job.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Praise from Enugu.
Excellent. Now, the conversation this afternoon, this morning, this evening, whatever location that you are, excuse us if we don't say it. Like if you're already in the night and we don't say good night or good evening, you'll be like, where they are? Yeah, here in Atlanta, where I am, we're just about approaching, it's just 10 a.m. here. So we're just waking up. I know you guys already awake in the early afternoon time. But our conversation this afternoon is not far from what the situation is in Nigeria relating to NSAS. Has NSAS ended? We don't know. What is the new development? We do have some talking points, and we're going to be getting updates from each of the panel members. From our talking points is updates from NSAS movement. So, Techno, from your location in Lagos, what is the update on NSAS?
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. On this end, the Judiciary Committee set up by the Lagos State, they are trying all possible best to make sure justice is being served. As at yesterday, according to my report, 4 generals were at the panel, the committee, to air their view and to tell the whole public what went down on the 20th of October as regards the Lekki shooting and massacre by general public. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And we have a Teniola from the same Lagos. Teniola, give us the update on NSAS from your point of view.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, the issue there is that, like my colleague said, that's Techno, that's Akin said, that's what is going on recently now in Lagos State. And secondly, as this afternoon, I was seeing it on TV, whereby the General for Army was actually addressing the panel concerning the shooting at the Lekki NSAS protesters. But that's what is happening for right now. But they've not finalized what's going on
Okay,
that.
Great. Okay, I do have Olaruwaju from Abuja. Abuja, I understand the federal government right now is freezing the account of most of the sponsors or activists on the NSAS. So give us an update in relationship to that freezing of account. Olaruwaju from FCT, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Well, Molalikon from Abuja, FCT, Nigeria. Presently, as regard the freezing of accounts of the
Olaleko, if you could hear me well, your audio is out. Can you hear me? Olaleko. You are in FCT. If anybody is having a signal problem, that will not be somebody from Abuja, if I could say that. You are the federal capital. All right. Let's switch that over to Praise in Enugu. Praise, yes. Give us a reflection in your own understanding and opinion as far as... Olaleko, are you back?
I'm back.
Okay,
So,
all right.
concerning the freezing of accounts of promoters of NSAS movement, presently some firms have moved against the action of the CPN freezing the account of people who are just asking for their human rights from the government. So that is the present movement on ground now, and it's like everywhere is calm for now in Abuja. There is no clamoring of NSAS, and there's nothing like any judicial panel here in Abuja because the indigenes of Abuja, some fashion, they're claiming that they have no issue with that, and there are people who are protesting. They are not indigenes of Abuja, that they should go back to their states to go and protest. So they've really weakened the might of those who want to even protest, who want to even fight for the right of the youth in Abuja. So that is the present state of FCT for now.
Really? That's a new trend. Or people that are protesting, or those that wish to protest, they are advised to go back to their state of origin to protest?
Yes, the indigenous. Some people came out, they said they are the indigenous of Abuja, and they have no issue with the police, they have no issue with the SARS. Anybody who wants to protest against the SARS or the police, let them go back to their state to protest, let them not destroy their own state because they are the indigenous of Abuja. So that is the update.
Wow.
In Abuja. So there is no judicial panel, nobody is fighting, nobody has come out to say they are fighting against the brutality of police again in Abuja.
Excellent. Well, that story is similar to what we're hearing from Rivers. I know that we do have somebody in Rivers. We have Chibuzo there. Chibuzo, Are we having a similar story in Port Harcourt where you are, as far as people being advised to go back to their state of origin if they wish to protest? Do we have the same story or similar?
So I'm here in Kaduna. I'm here in Kaduna. I'm waiting to bring in my own reports.
Chibuzo.
Hello. Okay. This whole thing about what's happening in Port Harcourt is there has been no panel of inquiry or anything like that since after the protest. So the stuff that there was what's more fracas in somewhere in Port Harcourt called Obibo. So it wasn't anything about the NSAS movement. It was people that were Biafran protesters. So there were some news that they went to one police station and burnt the police station and killed some people and took away guns. And so many people were angry. So they sent the military there. So that's the whole thing about what's happened in Port Harcourt, according to them.
Can I bring you my report from Kaduna?
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to. Whose voices am I hearing?
Yeah, this is Peter Namani. I was invited over by Praise Mabioku. I'm calling in from Kaduna.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, go ahead and greet our audience. If you haven't greeted our audience, go ahead. We'll give you a chance. Go ahead.
My name is Peter Stephen Namani. I'm calling in from Kaduna. With respect to the topic of ground right now on the NSAS program, protest. The protest came up as a result of the brutality and the molestation and the intimidation that is being carried out by police on the innocent citizens of Nigeria. But as it stands now, the protest is not really active in Kaduna right now, and everything is quelling down. But except for the fact that there is this arrest of those who participated in the protest, froze on their account, and the thing is about to take a new turn now. It's no longer going to be on an NSAS protest program again. It's going to be on an hashtag end bad government of the led Buhari government in Nigeria. So, and if the government does not come in to intervene, to do something about it, to look out for a peaceful way to go about this, it could result in something else that might go out of hand.
Okay, great. Thank you for that update from Kaduna. Well, as a matter of fact, we do have a talking point, so we're going to likely ask you to kind of explain a little bit more when we get to the talking point, particularly the freezing of account and a whole lot of other items on it. So right now, we're trying to compare what the report we got from Abuja, that people are being asked to go back to their state of origin. I mean, I'm a Nigerian, I'm here in Atlanta. This is new to me. Abuja is supposedly, FCT, Federal Capital Territory. So every Nigerian, any Nigerian in Abuja is supposed to be a common ground for everyone. So exactly. Are you having a similar story in Kaduna?
Exactly. In fact, as a matter of fact, this thing just mentioned that just coming to my hearing for the first time today. But if I thought it happens to be true, I listen to the early morning news every morning on my radio, and I didn't get to hear anything about anybody having asked to go back to the state of origin. It's just, seriously, when issues come up like this, people start creating tensions and start propagating stories and issues that could start, creating. Nigeria still remain in one indivisible country, and whoever is trying anything to break it is only going to do that to its own detriment. Because over time now we have intermarried, see Yoruba marrying Igbo marrying Hausa, the rest of them. So bringing about division, asking people to go back to the origin is not going to be visible. It's not going to be possible. So what we are looking for now is for a system that will come up and have one voice as one country, and will fight for a better life for the upcoming generation of this country, for the posterity. That's the end reason why. There's even a party that's invoked now that the youth of Nigerians have come together to put all their support, or they call the Youth Democratic Party of Nigeria, which is ongoing registration now for the next upcoming election. We are tired of the old leaders who keep recycling themselves in power, and when we vote them in, they get in there and do something else that's different from what we asked them to do for us. So, but asking them to go back to their state of origin, I have not heard about that now. Maybe somebody just trying to propagate something different now.
Excellent. Well, we'll get to that. What we're doing here is fact-finding. We do understand that Nigeria as a country has a lot of agitations, ranging from tribal segment to individualistic, and politicians do have their own as well. Let's get back to our coordinator, Praise, in Enugu, so she can give us an update as far as what is happening on ground as we speak. I do understand that some of the sponsors, some of the activists are resident in Enugu, most of the celebrities. So Praise, give us an update. Is Enugu asking everyone to go back to their state as well, like we have in Abuja? Over to you, Praise. Unmute. Praise, unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thank you. The situation here in Enugu is quite peaceful. There are no issues whatsoever. But talking about sending people back to their hometown, a great percentage of people who live in Enugu are from Enugu. So you can't actually bring up that topic here because we are all residents in our own hometown. But for the NSAS program here, or for the NSAS protest here, things has been quite calm. The only issues we're having here is that the police force has refused to resume duty. And well, that's basically it. But for the protesters and everything have all died down. There are no active disciplinary committees here, though they have said it on paper, but we haven't really seen it in action. So there are no really active disciplinary committees set up yet for Enugu State. But for the atmosphere and for the environment, everything is happening now.
Okay, great. That sounds good. I like what you say. It's peaceful. So when you say peaceful, I understand we went through almost a week, 3 weeks of protest, and now this looks like it's peaceful. Thank God it's peaceful. No one is dying anymore. But have we come to the agreement? Have we arrived to where we say the rise and fall of NSAS? It's risen and it has fallen. Now, what are the achievements? What did we achieve? If that's the truth, Mayo from Ibadan, is there any achievement? Anything at all that we achieved from NSAS?
Okay, thank you very much. I will start with saying that the governor of Oyo State has been able to provide a kind of solution that actually calm things down in Ibadan. Things has been normal. There hasn't been any kind of casualty or so. Market has been going on very smooth. Everything has been fine. Even though the police hasn't started working on your state back, we really have other security agencies like so we have ESO on the street controlling the traffic. We don't again, but to kind of extent, the governor of this state has really tried. I would like to say that we have really achieved something because beside my house here, I live near a SARS office. There has not been really any activity, like there've not been really any harassment, also that we call it. There's not been really any brutality because really the police are not really on the street. But I heard they are planning to start probably on Monday. But I think the NSAS protest has really brought a kind of awareness, even though it is not even actively the police. Are you me, sir? Like,
yes,
even
I'm listening. Go ahead. Everyone is listening to you.
It happened 2 days ago at a major market in Ibadan where people saw a policewoman and she's a policewoman. She was trying to stop. She was not in uniform. She was trying to stop a big lorry, and people were like, "Hey, police! The people like the way they harassed her, and which is not supposed to be. She's still a security personnel, but the way in the city of Ibadan, the way people just talk to police anyhow now." The answers are really able to calm down things, but people are now overreacting now. That's what I see. People are really harassing police. Even some SARS family members are not been able to return to their house present because some of them vacated when the thing was still in the air. Some of them vacated the house. Some of them have not really returned to their barracks. Some of them have not returned to their residence. This thing, but I think things are really coming out of the government.
Okay, thank you for that update. Now let's hear from Teniola in Lagos. Teniola in Lagos, NSAS protests, a lot of lives were lost, so many properties damaged. Right now we're hearing that it has calmed down. So let me ask you, Teniola in Lagos, was the whole idea of NSAS a waste of time or a success?
Yeah, it's not a waste of time. NSAS in Lagos, it's actually a good thing. Well, which we do. But the only thing there is that this town, or the whole town, or what will I call it, they hijacked every damn thing in Lagos. So it wasn't a peaceful protest any longer. It was a brutal one, of which they had to go and keep burning houses, the government houses, government properties. But for now, I think everything is calm right now. Everything is calm. But even if police are not yet active, they're not working for now, but everywhere is okay. But just the major thing is that we just need the police to back in action, because they are using this opportunity to rob. These thieves, they're using opportunity to rob, they're using opportunity to do damage or to do rubbish things in Lagos here. So we just need the police back in action. But everything in Lagos here is calm concerning the protest.
Okay, Valentine in Kaduna, NSAS protest, the whole idea of NSAS, was that a success or failure?
To some extent, it's a success, because down here in Kaduna, their effect is not that much compared to southern parts of Nigeria. I might have had one or two experience with them, but to some extent now, it is okay. When the process started, there was now a bit of division between the northern Kaduna and the southern part of Kaduna. Some were agitating for a different cause, while some were agitating for NSAS. So to prevent the sensitive nature of Kaduna, to prevent anything that will happen, everybody has to go back to their homes and watch, because now the government said they are setting up panels to investigate all these brutalities, which we're still hoping, just on paper we've seen it. So we're still hoping for things to come about the conditions.
Excellent. Techno in Lagos, freezing of NSAS protest coordinators and sponsors, good idea or bad idea?
Yeah, to me, it's a very bad idea from the government. What they are trying to promote is division in youth. That is what I believe in, because the section of the account was being implemented even before the court order. Are you with me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, the freezing of the account was implemented before the court order, which after the court order, it was stated that it was because some protesters or some influencers, they are putting and sponsoring the protest for their selfish interest, according to the government. Which some said it was politically sponsored to hijack the government. That was their reason for closing up, freezing of account, which is very bad for the youth and for the country as a nation. So, but right now in Lagos, everywhere is calm. There's no tension, no police harassment anymore. NSAS has been a wonderful achievement to the youth and to the people of Nigeria, because we have sent a strong signal to the government that the youth are not to be muted. We have our voice to hear. We are the future of tomorrow. We are the leaders of tomorrow. If you don't give us a good future for now, there is nothing to comfort in the nearest future. So these are a strong signal that we are waking. We are not in the 80s era. This is the 20s era. This is the first century. We can air our view without anyone being hurt. We don't need to sue a police and start running, or because of I'm carrying on a dreadlock, or because of I'm wearing a ragged jean. It is just fashion. I'm not a criminal. But so far, a lot of lives has been lost. A lot of properties have been lost too. And according to what my colleagues have said, the police are, let me say, they are scared to come to the street, which is making some hoodlums or some ignoramus people to loot, or should I say, they are using that act to steal and to rob people in Lagos. But so far, everything is calm, and I believe sooner or later, probably from next week, into the
Techno
streets
in
and
Lagos. All right, let's hear
start
from
securing lives
Hawaii
of
you say Kaduna. You are in
Yes.
Kaduna, Hawaii, am I right?
Yes,
Great.
right.
Great.
So,
So freezing of account of NSAS sponsors and coordinators, good idea or bad idea?
thank you very much for that question. Seriously speaking, the NSAS protest has succeeded in making two things that I'm going to explain here very expository. First and foremost, the Nigerian youth have been able to put themselves together to show that they have a voice in a country where they have remained quiet for a long time. In as much as I know that protest is not a new thing in Nigeria, there have been series of protests that have been carried out by so many veterans. And like the days of the Fela and the rest of them, who are the women riots, and the rest of them who protested over some intimidations and oppressions for the government. And there was similar one that happened during the time of Goodluck Jonathan and the rest of them. But this one has a different face. Why? Because in as much as these people came out in a peaceful agenda to protest and to be heard, and the government came in to intervene, and probably based on little promises that made the boys to go back, even as some hoodlums came from nowhere, either being sponsored by some politicians to hijack the protest and made it look as if the whole youth, Nigerians are hoodlums. Now, if you look at some of the paper, they say that the protesters were hoodlums. Currently, they are calling the protesters that they are terrorists. That's the recent story now, that all the whole protesters are terrorists. And now, in that aspect, the government has now gone for a start frozen the account. So what are they passing to the youth? So they only come in to deceive us and make promises as if they're going to fulfill it, and we'll keep quiet, and they now go around and start arresting the boys and freeze their accounts. And now, even during the NSAS protest, it gave room to the discovery of the palliative that was made.
Are you there?
Hold it in their various warehouses. It was during the NSAS protest that these issues start coming up, and people are going looting because they're hungry. You see, so it is in this respect, people them. But I want to let them understand that Nigerian youths are not those ones that can bend easily to intimidation or to threats. They can give Nigerian youths any name they want to give Nigerian youths, but it is not the right way to go about it. The NSAS had proved the point that Nigeria for once can come together and speak in one voice, irrespective of whether you're Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo. It's not an ethnicity, it's not a tribal thing, it's not a religious thing. It's just an act of leadership and the system that we find ourselves in. We're calling for a change. That's what the NSAS protest is all about. The NSAS was just a tag that was just used to send a message to the government that it's high time they change and rest of that. So it's not right for them to go about supposing the account of people who came out with good intention to be heard. And after having, in fact, they even set up a committee that will look into the issue of the youth.
Are you there? Are you there? All right, we're going to move on. Lots of signal problem from Nigeria. That's part of NSAS. They should improve the communication in Nigeria, So I had Ike from Enugu. I don't know, Ike, can you hear me? Are you there? We have not heard your voice. You've been coming and going. Let's move on to Ikechukwu. Ikechukwu, if you could hear me.
Ikechukwu from Imo State.
From Imo State, yes. If you could hear me, yes. NSAS has come and gone. And right now, the government is freezing the account, which means they're also doing their own protest, so to say. I understand from everyone's contribution and even from my own understanding, it's not a solution to what the youth is, have asked for. Now, if as a result of pressure, the youths right now are subdued to agree and calm down, like I'm hearing everywhere is calm down, are we going to have anything again, pro-SARS, NSAS, coming anytime in future? Do you think anytime in future, near future, that we'll have another segment? Ikechukwu. Ikechukwu, are you there?
Freezing the account of I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go. Okay. Speak up a little bit. Go ahead.
Freezing the account of some sponsors of the NSAS protest. To ask ourselves is what is the intention of the government, or what are they actually trying to hide? The freezing the account of individual we know is the violation of their own human rights too. So I see it as an act of even pushing even the youth to do more or even become more violent in that situation, because we know that the NSAS protest, when it started, was a very peaceful one. As a result of some actions from the government may have made it to be violent, and then possibly the hijacking from the hoodlums. So I see it as something that is not proper for the government to freeze the account of anyone. You should give them a fair hearing too. You've heard from the side of the government or CBN who pushed for that. Then you should also hear from the side of the individuals involved. Because for now, there is actively peace in Nigeria. There is peace in Owerri so far. The curfew that has been going on between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. has been relaxed. People have gone back to their normal businesses and way of life. So government shouldn't bring up actions that we make these protests come back, perhaps be more violent, because according to our former president, that this Goodluck Jonathan, that this no or dying for such situations. So we plead on the government to look into that and also give these individuals fair hearing too.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, IK, are you back? Sonny, can you hear me? Sonny, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, great. Let's give you an opportunity to respond to some of the questions. As you can hear them here, NSAS has come and gone. The youth's accounts are frozen. One of our viewers online is asking, of all the politicians and all the problems some of them have caused in Nigeria, do we have any number of reports, any of the politicians, the account has ever been frozen?
No.
No.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that question. The truth is, if we have to be objective, first, let me say that the idea to freeze people's account is not the best. The governor of Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele, people have accused him of not even giving a cogent reason for freezing those accounts with 6 or 5 major banks: Guarantee Trust, Zenith Bank, Access Bank, Fidelity, UBA, and First Bank. These were the major banks that were affected, and I think it's an act of terrorism for the government to freeze people's account. Yes, it's a terrorist mentality.
That's what it is. You're right. Very correct.
And I don't actually think it's a new thing for us in Nigeria, because the government we know have, though they tell us we're in democracy, whenever stuffs that demand people to come to the table and have decent discussions, what they usually employ is force. The military system, use force, scare people and force people to go back to their shells, suppress people. This is wrong. Nevertheless, I actually think that people can actually still speak out. People can go to court. There is a judiciary system, although it's not a perfect system, but those who have been affected can go to court. Some banks have been attacked online. I think Access Bank was the first to freeze those accounts, and people have come out to. In fact, there was even an attempt to attack some of the branches of Access Bank that I know, and they have come to say no, we acted based on court injunction. With respect to the question you asked concerning politicians' accounts being frozen, we know how our politicians are. Corruption is like a household name for us in Nigeria. But yes, we have heard in the past where the EFCC, that is not also very free from corruption, as we have seen in the case of the former chairman Magu and his corrupt practices. We have seen governors' accounts being frozen, past governors' accounts. We have Alamasia's account sometimes frozen, and a couple of them. But those who are actively in politics, they have not. I can't remember hearing any of such, even when they are accused of, there seems to be a kind of impunity on that aspect. You don't freeze politicians' accounts even when you know they are going south. But when it comes to ordinary citizens' accounts who are fighting for something that even internationally is recognized as a noble fight, you are freezing their account. But like I said earlier, there is a way out. People can go to court. People can, the government has accused them of being part of this group and have said they are freezing their account. They can still go and say, well, this is what the money in my account was used. You can actually come out and say, I use this money to buy food, buy drinks, buy umbrellas for these people, support them. I don't think it's a crime. There's no constitution or law in Nigeria that says it's not a crime to support a noble cause. Pure water, I mean, Fanta. When people are using these monies to go abroad.
Fried yam, peace cake.
Fried, exact.
You're right, bro.
Yam and biscuit. So people can come out.
You're right. You're right. Go on.
We have set this ball in motion. We cannot renege at this point. We cannot succumb to fear. Fela, the legendary musician, Fela once accused Nigerians of always being afraid. This is the time to say no. Reason above that. We cannot go back, because if we go back and say, okay, succumb to the terrorist attack of the government, because the government is actually the terrorist in this case, then we have lost. The whole people who died, the whole struggle would have been a waste.
Yes, Sonny, go on. Tell them that. Sonny, say so. Go on.
To go down.
Sonny, go on. Say so. You're right.
And it becomes we lose the fight. We are losing the fight if we keep quiet, if we keep mute at this point. Yes, violence has been involved, but we must continue to speak. Freezing the accounts of citizens is not the way forward, but people can still speak out. People can still go ahead and say, this is what I use the money. And I believe that there are senior advocates of Nigeria who are in forefront fighting for the people. I know Falana has taken up that. He's one of those that have taken up that challenge to speak out for people, for Nigerians. So we must continue to fight. The government has to listen. They have claimed that they are hearing us, but this recent approach of freezing people's account is not the way you hear people. It's the way you attack people. It's a terrorist mindset. It has to stop.
Okay, Sonny. Thank you. We'll just hold off to it. We'll come right back to you. I have to give everybody an opportunity to air one or two things. Abubakar Usman is, it looked like he's standing outside from what I could see here. Abubakar Usman, we have had a lot of deliberation outside. Before you step in. Can you say hello? Can we hear you? Abubakar, can we hear you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. So I'm throwing some of the questions to you so we can get your feed. What's your location? What's your location?
Gombe State.
I'm sorry? Where?
Gombe State, not
Gombe State. All right, Gombe State. Yes. Okay, great. So we have had a lot of discussions. Like I said, NSAS has ended or is about to end. Whether it's a success or failure, you tell us. Whether it was a waste of time, you tell us. Freezing of accounts of some of the sponsors, you tell us. If the politicians' account at the same time was also frozen, you let us know. And moving forward, you think the youth have agreed to the pressure from the government? Go ahead.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Yes, first of all, the issue of NSAS, I would say it is more of a kind of push-up for the youths, because it has gone a long way to show that the youths are not just persons that would sit and be oppressed by bad governance. Take, for instance, before, the youths rarely stand up to their rights. Like in Gombe here, though certain people have been curtailed from protest by the executive governor of the state, though I believe the reason why he did that was because the protest has turned into more of looting. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, we can hear you.
All right. So the protest has turned into more of a kind of looting galore. Hello.
Yes, you have the floor.
All right. So the protest, as I said, has turned into a looting galore. But in a long run, I think it will go a long way to show that yes, the Nigerian youths are wise now. They are very educated and they can stand up for their rights. And the issue of freezing of accounts, well, I don't. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead.
The issue of freezing. I'm getting certain audios from other. I don't know if it's as a
Yeah,
result
go
of
ahead.
network.
I got it. Go ahead.
Okay, with the issue of the issue of freezing of accounts, well, personally, I've not really heard of any account of a sponsor being frozen per se. It hasn't gotten to my knowledge with relation to the protest of NSAS. However, it has gotten to my knowledge that certain persons, even in Gombe State, have been arrested, and some journalists were even wounded by some hoodlums. As someone mentioned something that Fela used to say, but this time I think it's not unknown soldiers, it is unknown hoodlums. And for me, I wouldn't want to make accusation, but if really it is to be done, those hoodlums, I believe, have some sponsors too. Because, okay, what would be the basis for those hoodlums coming up to stop a peaceful protesters? This question was left unanswered. And I'm not being speculative about the hoodlums attacking protesters, peaceful protesters, because it was carried, I think, on the 31st of October or so. Premium Times, the news was on Premium Times. We have several journalists that were wounded as a result of this. We have Muhammad Abubakar, the NTA cameraman of NTA Gombe. He was wounded as a result of the hoodlums attack. And it was shocking to know that the government didn't act. It was like everything was left to flow under the carpet. So I would say, I would say it has not gone. Just like we have this is the first wave. And in the long run, if the government doesn't stand still to do what is right, to ensure good governance, then I believe at the end, we are likely to face a revolution. Because I myself, I get usually emotional when I speak about governance. Yes, of course, we have the likes of Femi Falana, like you say, but Femi Falana alone cannot address the issue, because he will also need people to back him up. He can choose to go to file a representative action on our behalf, but if we are not there to support him, then it will be like a fruitless venture.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
Yes, and your other question, I didn't get the other question.
Yeah, hold it right there for a second. Let me ask Chibuzo from Rivers. Chibuzo, Usman just said the revolution is next. Do you agree?
It might be possible. It depends on the Nigerian youth. Right now, the government is using every scare tactic that they have to attack the youth, to make sure it doesn't happen again. So I don't know. The way things are going now, there's a possibility that the youth might push to the wall, that revolution might be. You can't say now, because the way things are happening now is like it's the government versus the youth of Nigeria. And what the government is doing is not like, I wouldn't term it as fair at all. They have been blocking accounts, they have been going to Post House to arrest them, and they have been just for coming out to protest. So I don't know. It might be possible with the way things are
yes,
going now.
Sonny called that terrorism on the side of the government.
That's and what part is the youth that are protesting for police brutality to stop, that the government are calling terrorists? Like close to millions of Nigerian youths all over the country came out to protest against police. So we are all terrorists. That's what the government wants to tell us.
Okay.
Is that what the Nigerian government wants to tell us, that we are all terrorists for demanding better?
FCT Abuja, which is
yeah.
Oladewaju, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Arresting and freezing of account of NSAS sponsors is a terrorism attempt. True or false? Do you
I think I will
agree?
I will also say I will second that point, because it's an act of terrorism, as a matter of fact. It's an act of terrorism. So you didn't charge them to court. There's nowhere you invited them to ask them their own view, to know the reason for sending out money to get some things to people. Just go there to see the account. It's an act of terrorism. And as a matter of fact, like my brother
don't
speak
from hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You have the floor.
Yeah, like my brother rightly said, from this, we are heading to revolution. Stop it. Because anything that does not make the government right now to meet the needs of the youth, the demands of the youth, it will be very, very hot. It will be tough. And the signals are there. You have not even settled the issue of police brutality. You are there freezing sponsors of supporters of protesters. Is it a bad thing now in Nigeria to give somebody water to drink when it's tasty? Is it a bad thing in Nigeria to give somebody money when it's in need of the money? As a means of that protest, in the middle of that protest, many people need to emerge. I knew of a lady who was suffering of a disease. She was helped there. They set up a GoFundMe money for her, and they raised the money and supported a fellow citizen. What the government cannot do.
Was that done during?
I don't know.
Was that help rendered during NSAS or before that?
During the protest, I know of a lady who had one leg. They gathered money for her. They set up a GoFundMe money for her to get her an artificial leg. In the midst of that protest, to show that they are peaceful. What we want is progress, development in our health sector, development in infrastructure. That's what we are demanding for. Let the economy boost. Let there be food for citizens to eat. Let there be jobs. That is what Nigerians are demanding for. So there's no point from this time. If the government cannot meet the demand of the youth, they are only suing people to court, freezing their accounts. What you will get from that be a response will be hunger. They are making us get mad. And the next thing is protest again will erupt, and before it will be uncontrollable. Anybody who wants to die, if you want to kill us.
Awesome.
So and like they have said from hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Round up.
Let me just quickly check this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now in FCT now, it just has it is the government of APC. So every means at which anybody can speak for the youth has been blocked. Nobody can talk in FCT here. As a matter of fact, as regard this issue, except for this man called Omoyele Sowore, the Revolution Now leader, who is just making waves, moving despite the fact that they are blocking people from protesting peacefully. So every means to ask to demand for our rights have been blocked in FCT. As a matter of fact. So I think I will round up with that.
Excellent. Let me ask Teniola in Lagos. Teniola, from all that we have said, Nigeria is a country. Nigeria will continue to grow from strength to strength. Now, in terms of leadership, who are the future leaders of Nigeria and where would they come from? From the same politicians, children, or a new set of people altogether?
Yeah, thank you. Right from my childhood, we'll be hearing them saying we are the leaders of tomorrow. But same people, same cabal are still there leading us till tomorrow. They didn't even have time to let youth to rule just for a day. But what I'm trying to say is this: fine. It will be nice if there won't be revolution, because revolution, anything called revolution, is going to be a war. But it would be nice if youth set up a party like the way they said YDP, Youth Democratic Party. If they could set up a party and the next election, with I'm very sure there are some youth of nowadays that they are looters, they are oblast. Those guys, they are content, they are happy with the 5,000 given to them, 2,000 given to them, or the acres of rice given to them just for a day. They are contented with that, they're happy with that. But what I'm trying to say is that if at least we have nothing less than 50 years of age president, 50 years of age president in Nigeria, I think it will be better enough. They don't know they don't know what we're passing through with the youth. But the only thing there is that if youth can take over Nigeria, I think it will be better, to be fair enough. But not in a not I won't advise us to go for revolution, because revolution is something called war. So I won't advise us to go there. So if you can just stand up as one, the whole youth should stand up as one and vote for those the person they want to vote for, not the elderly ones. Now, anybody can just come out as elected president, but let him be less than 50 years of age. I think it's okay for me.
Okay, still another question for you. This is actually from Lagos. So you are in Lagos, so you are a better person to answer it. I saw on the video, I don't know if it's true or not, but I do believe that, you being in Lagos, you'll be able to confirm if it's true or not. In terms of leadership, in terms of role model, like I did ask you, it is so pathetic because we don't even have much of the elders for the youths to look up to, say, hey, I want to be like this person when I grow up. Now, I saw in Lagos, some of the protesters, they say they broke into one of the Oba's place and they found some money in a coffin. And if it is true, let us know why you're talking, because as far as I know, there is no relationship between money and the coffin. If at all he has some money in his house, it will not be in a coffin. So when I saw that, I said to myself, when did coffin turn to be safe, where people put valuable? So you are in Lagos. Relate that experience to our leadership and our elders and our politicians and role model going forward.
All right, thank you. The things I've heard anyway in Lagos here, it's not the protesters that went into the urban house, but at least let me just say the youth, or when I say the youth or the looters, they went to go loot the urban house. For one reason, I was told maybe the Oba is not being kind enough. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I've been hearing in Lagos here, that the man is not being kind enough to his people. So maybe probably because he's being stingy. I don't know. Maybe because he's not doing his right thing as an Oba. Maybe that's the reason why they had to go to his house and loot his apartment. Looting his apartment, I'm very sure I heard about that stuff. They said they found money inside a coffin, of which is not nice enough. Money should be kept in the bank or in your wardrobe. What is money doing inside the coffin? That's the question that they need to ask them. But they will never come out and tell us the reason why. Is it a ritual? Is it for ritual? Is it for keeping secret, keeping it there just because there's nowhere else you can keep money any longer? That's the reason why you're keeping the money inside the coffin. Those kind of stuff, they should come out and explain to us. But they will never do that. The only thing that you can see in Lagos here, there was a time they went to go and loot ShopRite in Jakonde. They looted so many places in Lagos. They are going after those guys. See, today, those policemen, the SARS that killed our Nigerian youth, they didn't bring them out. Till today, we've not seen any one of them. That is the person, of course, I'm very sure of it, that we listed the names of police or the SARS members that killed our Nigerian youth. we lay it down to the government. Say today we never seen the SARS members that killed our youth. So now what there is that they just go into the street, pick all the youth and put it on them, showing that they're the one looting the Oba's house, they're the one looting the shops, they're the one looting ShopRite, going to the tower. But they're just fighting. This is a game, it's a political game, though. That's in Nigeria. I'm very sure.
Let me throw this to the floor so that I can get a free response from anyone that had that news that really got choked. Because for me, I really got choked just seeing that video. And like you pointed out, if they will freeze the account of some of the sponsors, somebody like Oba of Lagos should have been questioned. Not to say you can't have money. Yeah, you have money, but why money in a coffin?
The coffin, yeah.
So I'll throw it to any member of the panel who wants to chime in there. Why money in a coffin?
Okay. You see,
Go ahead.
Nigeria.
Somebody is talking, but we can't hear him. He's on mute.
Valentine talking.
Okay, Valentine, go ahead.
For me,
Can I talk?
Yeah, Valentine, go ahead.
Okay, you see, finding money in such strange places is not a new thing in Nigeria. We have discovered people finding money in Sockaway, politicians, and the rest. So, some they don't like doing because of it can be easily traced. Most of them keep cash with them. They like doing their transaction with cash to avoid being traced or being frozen, their account being frozen by government. So some use it as ritual, just as you said, just as we all know. Some practice ritual, but we can't tell which of which. Some keep large bulks of money so that it can be easily spent. Why, if you go to bank and say you want to transfer 5 million, before you will know, EFCC will question you. What is the money for? What is it for? But when they give cash transaction, it can't be easily traced. That is why most of them do it, and some that do it for spiritual reasons, which is not new to us as Nigerians.
Wow, that's amazing.
In addition to what Valentine has said, I think I'm of the opinion that first, the Oba has not even accepted that there was money in the coffin. I don't expect him to do that because he doesn't have any rational explanation for that. And whether it's ritual or not, we have seen our politicians act dramas with respect to money. Money laundering, the CBN will ask questions, EFCC will ask questions. So people will definitely hide money. It's not just in Soccerways. I've seen where people said monies were hidden in overhead tanks. You would think it's water that is inside for years. It's just money heaped in. In the past election, somewhere in Enugu State, the money that was shared for a particular zone was carrying the logo of the defunct Oceanic Bank. Oceanic Bank is the defunct bank long time ago, and we're still seeing wrappers of money being shared from Oceanic Bank. So you ask yourself the question, where did this money come out from? Oceanic Bank cannot have wrappers of money being in circulation. It's not possible. So the only rational explanation you can give to that is monies that have been hidden for several years. You can't track them through BVN in bank accounts. You can't track them in the banks. You know that monies have been looted, but you don't know where the money is. It still boils down to the NSAS stuff, corruption, bad governance. These people know what they are doing, and that is why they will keep suppressing us. They know if the Oba, if you tell me that they found money in the Soccerway of the Oba, I won't be surprised. Coffee might even be, it might be a lesser evil. There probably would have been more horrible places where you can find money in this country, So nobody should be surprised to find money in strange places in Nigeria.
Money in strange places, like a snake has money in Nigeria. Snake swallow money.
Crocodile swallow money. Monkeys run away with money,
Oh my God!
Praise, are you there? Praise, can you hear us? Praise, can you hear us? Chipus or in rivers, where else can we find money in Nigeria outside bank?
I don't know that some cases of some houses that are abandoned for a very long time that they saw people, they go there to collect money. So I don't know. Like everybody can hide money, all these looters. They go for the most
Yes, your audio is kind of faint. Your audio is almost faint, not very clear.
Like
I think the next level of end SARS will be end bad signal. You know, you got to get together and do end bad signal. You can see that it's not just one location. It's not about one region. It's everywhere in Nigeria. There is signal problem. You know? So let's hear from Hawaii in Kaduna. Hawaii, unmute yourself and tell us anywhere else we can find money in Nigeria so we can go looking. Hawaii, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Hawaii, yeah.
He's talking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. One of the best things that this Buhari-led government has done was the introduction of the BVN bank registration system. You know, since the onset of this BVN, many scrupulous and fraudulent politicians and civil servants have been devising means holding back public money that was assigned to them for public assignments, and they devised so many means to hide this money. Like all earlier said, some put it in a graveyard and bury it behind their house and cement it and decorate it with the cemetery as if it's a burial ground. But if you dig it out, you dig out chunks of thousands of dollars. And that effect, using coffin in the finding a coffin in the Oba's house, lots of money, it's not a strange thing. So the Oba must have devised that means as his own way of creating his own personal bank in his house, where he cannot go to bank because of the interest of position of such huge amount of money. What's his work? How much is his salary? Where is he getting money from? These are public money that was assigned for public assignments of public projects that they looted and hid in their houses. So even if you come in there and see the casket, if not because of the aggression that came up with the NSAS program, they wouldn't have broken there to discover that there was money in that graveyard. If you're working there normally, you would have the gut to open that casket in between something inside there. And so I'm saying, so this BVN, what about this system of creating or being creative of how to hide money in there? So the idea of most of these politicians and all these leaders stealing public money was what about this NSAS protest? It's not actually NSAS protest alone. That's other notes, reasons why these youths had to come out: poverty, unemployment, hunger, and restlessness and lack of jobs. You know, I too have these youths are idle. They have nothing to do. Some of them have finished university. In fact, our university system now is becoming so bastardized that up to now we have, right about now, we have batch A, batch B, batch C, batch A, B, C of youth corpers who keep cooperating to society where there's no job, no white-collar job for them to get when they finish service. So how do you want them to survive? So if they at 40 years are seeing their parents' house, taking mama, thank you money, breakfast, thank you dinner, every now and then. And these men just keep recycling themselves on and on and on. Since 70s, since 80s, since 90s, we keep hearing the same name, as if it's a birthright to remain there forever. I think they're the only wisest men on earth. Look at this, our great man who lost in Africa, Jerry Rawlings. Everybody's praising him because of the good work he did. He was a young man when he came up and said, man, this is enough is enough. And he did what it is now. Ghana is not getting better than even Nigeria. So what we're saying in essence is that it's high time that when you take the bull by the horn, these people will not give us this leadership on the pattern of gold. We have to find a way to find ourselves into that place. So that's why DP, the Youth Democratic Party, is now coming on set. It's about 1 or 2 months old now. And we're trusting God that BB, even if there's 10 posts that is available at the political house, we'll be able to get our 5 or 7. So our youth can have a say and then bring out ingenious ideas on how to move Nigeria forward. That's just the whole thing.
Hawaii, I kind of like your temperament about Nigeria. You seem to be like real positive and optimistic as far as how to fix Nigeria. Let me ask you this. If you become the president of Nigeria from like today, give me your 10 years agenda on how you can fix Nigerian problem from day one.
Now, if I am made the Nigerian president today, I have only two agenda. The first agenda I'll fix is this. I'll make sure that normal salary is paid to all civil servants and every other parasitas. Their salary will not be cut short, I will not be delayed. But I will embark on two projects for that 10 years. One is to create power, energy. If I can boast of Nigeria having power for the next 5-10 years without any blockout, Nigerians on their own are creative. They can create jobs on their own if there's power. Let me tell you one thing. One thing that kills a company or any industry or even a medium-scale business I want to grow up is energy. When there's no sufficient energy, the government cannot do anything. They can't even give enough jobs to everybody. But if you provide energy for at least 5-10 years non-stop, you will see some people turning their house to workshop, some people turning their roofs to bakery, some people turning their house to brewery, and they will create jobs.
Can I pause you there? You mentioned job and power. I know you will mention the third one, but I want to pause you. In terms of job and paying civil servants, are you going to kind of approve the currently existing system where we have federal, state, and local governments? They're all civil servants, but they get paid at different levels. They get paid differently based on the capacity of the state. What system are you going to use? And then the next question, because you mentioned power, I don't think anybody, any administration will ever spend more money to restore power than Obasanjo did, and yet it was a failure. So yes. Respond to those two before you go to the third one.
This is our response. First and foremost, you see, Nigeria is so endowed. If they decide to pay every Nigerian citizen 100,000 naira per month, we can afford it. Omega Studio, you are a Nigerian. Even though you're not in Nigeria, you know what Nigeria has. We're only tapping just 2 out of the whole natural resources that God has blessed Nigeria with. And yet, some individuals just decide to hijack it. If a leader that is transparent and knows what he's doing, every Nigerian citizen from level whatever, if he pays on 100,000 naira, not the minimum wage, if you minimum 100,000 naira for all the just civil servants, you can pay it. But the project that I'm telling you, I would face on. I would go on road project. I won't go any other project, but power. I will ensure that once there's electricity in Nigeria for good 5-10 years non-stop, my brother, you'll be surprised that Nigeria will be better than China in the next few years to come.
But let me ask you, still on that power, why do you think Obasanjo's agenda for power did not succeed? And why do you think yours will?
Sir, because we are coming from a different rotation. We all know that military, who are supposed to be the emblem and the epitome of integrity, transparency, and truth and justice, have been bastardized. Right from his first tenure as a leader in during the 1977 first attack. You see what they did with Nigerian money during the oil boom? Is it when Gowon was there? When oil came out, even Gowon came out and said, we have so much money, we don't know what to do with money. That was how our problem started. They forgot that the other things to fix, even the villages don't even have pole wires. And this is why he's saying there's money, they don't know what to do with money. It's because of the focus. The corruption started from them. So we're asking that somebody who has the integrity, who has the interest of the masses at heart, should come and take into power. If you come into power, he first the first and foremost, give this people energy. If you give them energy, see where they will go. They won't even look at the government job. They will create jobs of their own and become entrepreneurs, become industrialists. China today, how did they start? They start with power. It is power. Is it China? If 3-bedroom flat, they are producing calculator, producing hands.
But here, Nigeria, even ordinary two people.
So, this just.
Now we're talking about it's ironical. It's ironical. We're talking about power, and there you go. I can't even see your face. And we're talking about power.
Okay, you guys see now, that's the way I am. I just took the light about an hour ago, and I'm talking from my phone now, my own charge phone. And you can see what I'm telling you in Nigeria for the past hours, there's no light. So tell me if I run the factory now, do you know how much I've lost on diesel alone? Right about now, they just increased fuel price in Nigeria just the first day from 160 to 170 naira. I don't know the last time I came to Nigeria, I bought fuel. Omega.
Yes, I'm listening.
I don't know the last time you came to Nigeria and bought fuel. When the last time you came to Nigeria, how much did you buy fuel when you came to Nigeria last?
Well, I was in Nigeria some 40 years ago.
But how much did you buy fuel then? How much did you buy then? How
Well,
much did
let's
you buy
not go into all that.
Beautiful. So you see what I'm saying now? So as at yesterday, our freight price have reached to 170. And this is Christmas period. People are going to travel home for Christmas. And by the time you get to December, people will be scrambling to travel to East. If you hear the transport fare will go to 50,000 naira, 10,000 to go and see your parents or your old folks at home.
Well, lockdown, global lockdown is coming, so I don't think people will travel for December, but that's another day conversation. Now, let's give Praise, our coordinator, a chance to respond. Praise, are you there? Can you hear us? Praise, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Great. Yeah, we have talked about a whole lot. One of our speakers mentioned BVN. And he said that was one of the best thing ever Buhari has done. So he will be remembered with that, BVN. So I'm going to ask you here, BVN, was it a great idea or a bad idea? And if you were to become the president of Nigeria today, what would you do to make Nigeria a better country 5 years going forward?
Okay, thank you. BVN was a very good idea all around. BVN is the reason why politicians have to keep money in their house now. You spoke about finding money in a casket. If BVN about 10-20 gross accounts, and nobody will get to know who it is. They open it with different names and store up money there. But then BVN came and made it compulsory for each person to link up all their accounts together. Even if you have 100 accounts, you must link them up together. And so many politicians who had numerous accounts couldn't do that because they have to be questioned on the source of their wealth. So they had to make, in fact, at that period of BVN, a lot of money because lots of accounts were being abandoned. They couldn't locate the people. They couldn't trace them because people refused to own up. They would then be asked, how did you come about such amount of money?
That's true.
What do you do? So many people ran away. Many politicians left their money in the bank because they couldn't get it out. And if you notice, immediately after BVN came, the company was dry for a while. You meet people and they tell you there's no money, there's no money. That's not because there's no money, but the money cannot be collected. The money has been stored up. And Buhari at that particular time was not smiling. His politicians were working on eggshells. They couldn't know what exactly to do to get him offended because he wasn't really at peace with all of them. So they had to need the money and they had to go. So BVN was a very welcome idea. It is still a very welcome idea because it has helped solve legal corruption in that aspect. Legal corruption in the sense that doing it and putting the money in the bank, now they have to hide it in their houses, even though some people still get to know that they are looting money, but they have to do it in closed doors. You don't send it up to the bank and tell the bank to stop illegally activity. So coming down to it, if I was to be made the president now for the next 5 years in Nigeria, believe you me, 5 years is too small to solve all the problems of Nigeria. We have a lot of issues, a whole lot. And in 5 years, I'm not sure one president can actually solve it. So if I'm to be made a president of Nigeria, right now, I'll still go for my opinion the last time we spoke, restructuring. Bring in more people into the government to release the workload off your head. If as the president, you want to solve all the problems, you will die on that seat and you will still not be able to get what you want to get. So Nigeria is, we say we are a federalized system. In practice, we're actually a unitary system in the sense that instead of having a queen, like England, we have a president who is taking the position of the queen because now so many other governors cannot do any work. They have to rely on the presidency, which is still a unitary system of government.
Praise, are you there? Are you there, Praise?
Propaganda or a plan on restoring power in Nigeria. The president, the federal government alone cannot utilize it. They don't have that capacity. So you still have to allocate power to the state governments to bring them in, sit on a round table and get to find out how you can make things better. So restructuring, like I said the first time, bringing in power. But then after that restructuring, electricity is a very important thing. Even now, still we don't have very necessary things. About last 50 years or so, a lot of companies, foreign companies were coming to Nigeria. We have even Mercedes came, not fully, but they came to open a subsidiary here. So many other car companies came in. Some other food companies came in to establish a subsidiary company here in Nigeria, but they all ran away because of electricity. You don't have lights. Diesel is not a game change. Fuel is not a game change. And when you think of how much you spend on electricity and you're not getting the light and you still have to go ahead and buy diesel, you end up running in losses. Many other countries, our neighboring countries like Chad, Niger, had to start hiring more subsidiary companies because they had to move out of Nigeria, but inside Nigeria, so they can actually sell their goods in Nigeria. So now we are losing those taxes we have collected from them. We are losing the money they would have been paying for electricity. We are losing so many other things, their importation goods and everything, importation taxes, because they're not in Nigeria. But we are still spending to buy those goods. So that power is a very necessary thing. It should be top on the list. Another thing I would do is roads, to get good roads, because even if you get power, and most of these companies cannot be in the city, they have to be at the outskirts. So if they don't have the roads to actually go to their companies, it's just a waste of time. Then one important thing I would change, which we are not really taking notice of, is schools. We have schools in Nigeria, but most of our standard of schools now is very poor. A graduate graduates and he's nothing to write home about. Now, I know quite some HR people who tell you that it's not like there are no jobs in Nigeria, but there are no people to give the jobs to. And you get to see some things, some interviews run by on graduates, and they are being asked some questions and they cannot answer. This is because the corruption is so large in our schools that you can decide not to go to school and still graduate. All you need to do is to know the right people, either know them on a personal basis or you pay your way through, and they still give you your certificate. So even being made a president, I'll put in much more focus on schools. So when graduates are coming out, you'll be sure that these are graduates. As a graduate now, if I want to go into any international study, you get to find out that on this, you are nothing compared to your mates on the same level outside the country. If you're to be bringing a graduate of US and you're bringing a graduate of Nigeria, you cannot equate them in any way, because it's like, one, the Nigerian is still having a secondary school mindset, while that in US has gone to a different level. So we need to up our schools. We need to equip our teachers. Some teachers are not supposed to teach. It's not for the fact you went to school that you have the knowledge to teach. Even if you have the knowledge, you may not have the ability to pass it across. So we need to do something about our schools. And we talked about leadership. Yes, our government has been filled with lots of grandpas and ancestors, if I may call it, because they're really old and they need to retire. But bringing a young person doesn't guarantee good governance. It doesn't. After all, these are NSAS protests. It was still young people that scattered the whole thing. So bringing a young person doesn't really guarantee good governance. We need to equip them with the right mindset. If the person is not politically knowledgeable, he cannot do anything. Our constitution has made it that way. In fact, our constitution has given us the right to elect anybody as our president, because all you need to do is go to secondary school and you can rule the whole Nigeria. Nigeria is a combination of 36 states. We have billions of people as our population. And all you need to do is to go to secondary school and you're good to go. And one thing they need to do for starters is to up the qualification. I personally, as if I become the president, that is something that's supposed to be inculcated in the constitution. Up the qualification for the presidency. Make people mature mentally, mature intellectually, for the fact you're intellectually mature, let them an entire state. So now, being a youth doesn't guarantee that you are going to make even worse mistakes than we are making now. First, they need to be knowledgeable. Second, we need to eliminate God in Nigeria. It's too much. It is entirely too much. A person who has sat in the seat of a presidency years ago will still be the president, even though not directly. Because it is his ally that is there. He's still in the shots. He's still saying the things that he wants to be done. It doesn't matter who is in camera. The question is who is behind voice. So these things are like major priorities for Nigeria right now. But like I said,
excellent. Thank you so much, Praise, for that detailed analysis. Go, Presido. We will vote for you. I don't know what party that you're going to run. Are you going to run as APC, or what other parties will have? PDP?
No, we need something new.
Youth party.
Parties. Those old ones are corrupt.
Now,
those old ones are too corrupt. We need.
Oh, you need fresh party, a new name. But guess what? Old wine in a new bottle. Does that make it new?
No, not really. No.
The next question is from one of our viewers, and the person is asking, any of the panel members with engineering background, probably electrical, can take on that. He said, why is Nigeria not having power, but they are supplying power to Chad and Niger? Anybody with electrical engineering background can attend to that. Somebody go ahead.
Sir, actually, I don't think you need an electrical engineer to answer that question. If you're politically aware of what is happening. Nigeria cannot actually, no matter how we try in this country, as long as the same people rule us, I'm not sure we can ever have 24 hours power supply, because we are one of the highest patronized generators in China. We buy. There are some people here in Nigeria who are politicians who this is their business. This is what they do. They buy generators and they sell. So now tell me, if you give a whole Nigeria power supply, what happens to their businesses? They go out. They run out of business because the selling of these generators is how to feed. And these people have deep roots in the government. So now they will make sure that 24-hour power supply is never approved, so they can remain in business. Now, Nigeria as a whole, it's the running of this country has been in the hands of very few people. You understand? The people have refused to die or retire. So they have been in this business. So all you need to do is get the right contact and you're good to go. So I think all this light issue is not because we cannot. Enugu State as a whole, the amount of coal in our ground in Enugu State is enough to give us 24 hours power supply for 7 days a week, non-stop. But then due to some other political things and laziness from our part, and the fact that no matter what we do, we still give it back to the federal government, people have decided to sit back. And also because maybe if you're the governor, your friend is a major distributor in mega generator, you can't do that to his business by giving your people 24-hour power supply, because then you're bankrupting him.
So from what you're saying, if I can digest, come in there, apart from end SARS and end police brutality and end the Buhari administration, I guess the next segment of the youth protest will be end generator.
Okay.
It's necessary, because that thing has been causing a lot of bad and good. The smoke that comes out from generator is very, very bad for your health. And you see,
if that protest is if the protest to end generator is on the street, how many houses or which house will not be burnt down or attacked? Because I think 99 out of 100 houses in Nigeria have generators.
Exactly.
More than 100%. Make it 110%.
Even the EED office, even the EEDC office has a standby generator.
Yeah. Valentine is very correct because some houses have 2, some houses have 3.
Yes. Even the PHCN themselves, the electric distributor, they run on generator.
Yeah.
No, I mean
bad unit. They might tell you no like that's on gen.
it sounds like a joke, but it's very serious.
But it's real. It's real. Very real.
Very serious. You know. Yeah, like she pointed out, if we are the highest importer of generator and all the people that make money selling, adulterated fuel and all that, then if you end up, how you gotta be ready to fight them. Let's hear from Abubakar Ibrahim. He's been itching to talk. Abubakar Ibrahim, if you could hear us, where the conversation about EndSARS, we understand EndSARS has ended. And police brutality has ended. What state are you from? Are you located? Not actually where you're from. What's your location? Ibrahim. Abubakar Ibrahim. What's your location? Abubakar can't hear us. All right, let's move on. So, gentlemen, we're going to be wrapping up. If anybody has any other thing to chime in, feel free to give a signal and I'll give you a moment. But if not, we have done well so far. We have been able to address some few situations. Let me know if anybody has anything outside our talking points, like AOB, real quick, like 60 seconds. I'll give everybody 60 seconds to give your closing remark.
Okay.
Just a quick one. With respect to BVN, I think we are giving Buhari a credit that is not his. BVN started before Buhari, so it's not even his doing. So
I have something to say.
Let's take that away from him quickly.
Okay, BVN all credited to Buhari. Jonathan as well is part of it. Next. Next. Take your turn.
I think I have something to say as well.
Okay.
I think the reason why we are here discussing about this particular topic today, the way forward, ideas that can give us a better Nigeria that we have been dreaming of. And as a matter of, can I go on?
Yes, go ahead. It's part of our lesson. Do you know, Laleko, do you know why I just kind of say take your turn? Because sometimes, Lalewaju, it's easy to talk. But then Nigeria, I know, don't get me wrong, we don't know how to wait for your time. And we're seeing it from the panel. I'm not putting anybody out or putting anybody down, but again, I'm just going to let everyone pick your time to speak. So go ahead and wrap up while we wait for the next person. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think the reason why we are here together is to deliberate on ideas that is going to enable us get the Nigeria of our dreams, and which have started with the EndSARS and then end bad government and whatsoever that we have been clamoring for the past week now. What I just want to say again is Nigerian Constitution. I still want to talk about it because there are a lot of things that is really affecting the government of this present APC and even the first government that are in the Constitution. So I'm just of a suggestion that things that is wrong in the Constitution that need to be amended. If possible, they need to drop that Constitution to enable us bring up a new Constitution that will give every region the opportunity to also enjoy from the milk and honey of this country, and to enable us to also be a partaker of the development and growth of this nation. I think I will wrap up with that.
Excellent. Next.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. It's Muhammad Umar Bala from Niger State.
From Niger State. Go ahead.
Yes, I've been listening to the conversation. My colleagues, they've contributed a wonderful contribution so far. But now what we need to do is we need to look at a way forward about the situation of the country, because I don't think the people in power expect what have just ended, tag and stars. It's all about bad governance that lead to the protests that call NSAS. Now that we have reached a stage, the citizens should know how to manage the protest, and it is up to the government of the day to adjust from its own policy and think of what to give youth so that they can have a better living. And this have to boil down to the curriculum of the schools, in the sense that we need to revive our technical schools so that when people are graduating, they can have a handwork to do. They don't need to wait for government of the day to engage them. Because when you look at academic setting of Nigeria today, look at that. It's all about theory, 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 theory. Even if you're studying electrical engineering or architecture or what have you end up realize that you are more of theory, and some people are good in cramming. After they've crammed at NMS, they were issued certificates. Even if they are engaged in the service, they cannot even bring idea of how to promote the government affair. Nevertheless, our politicians should do what is right. In today's Nigerian government, you realize that there is what they tag constituency project to the senators and the members all down to the state. But you realize that most of them, they don't have anything to show about constituency project, except when it's about election, they will come down and be giving out motorcycles, cars, leaving the community dilapidated and what have you. All these things have to be addressed so that we can have a better Nigeria. To wrap it all, we need to do away with issue of regionalism and the religion and even tribalism. If the government of the day can do something about that, let us just have a Nigerian called Nigerian should be first in our heart. By so doing, we can have a headway like American is doing. I don't think about tribe, where you come from, or what they have to offer for the country that will make the country great. That is what they are after. When we emulate them in that way, Nigeria will change for good. Thank you.
Yes, can I come in Hawaii?
Yes, excellent. Hold on for a second. The take home from what Techno gave a good analysis, and my take home on what he said something about revitalizing the technical colleges so that people can have job when they graduate. He made mention of theory. It's a very good situation, and everyone in Nigeria, all that everyone is going for is doctorate degree, professor, doctorate degree, doctor this, doctor that. And nobody is ready to even use what they have learned to produce one item. So it's something, Techno, get ready to become the next president so you can revitalize our technical institutions. I like that. Next.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
My take on this is, one, we need to restructure the country, like the system of governance. We should make it like a confab, the way United States run. Every state source for yourself and send to the federal government. They should decentralize the government, and also exclusively some of the duty of the president should be reduced. Just like the education, they say education needs a work on. Our school system is mostly practical. For instance, studying accounting, most people just they say deputy, but when they go to the field, some of them you'll be surprised. As in, is this person really graduate? The next thing is, just like one of our panelists said, the constitution needs to be amended. That was why I think Jonathan made a confab before his election. It was not implemented.
Yeah.
Some of these things we have a headway of helping this nation to a better place, but due to some people feel that their interests are not protected, they shift it aside. Everything is now the whole Nigeria, we focus on oil. Oil, we have a lot of resources. We have gold mines and other things to generate revenue from. Now, most of the things we do in Nigeria is borrowing to run the government, while we have resources wasting, running in debt. So my take home is for us to restructure the country, implement, for instance, the confab, then revitalize our education system. Nigeria has graduates that are not graduates.
Say that again. I
say Nigeria has a lot of graduates that are not graduates.
Explain.
Yes, explain that. Some people, there's a theory in school that say, you went through school, school went through you.
I got you.
There's one. Either you went through school or school went through you.
Okay.
There are some people when you're in school, you won't see them, but they are your mates. You won't see them. Some during exam, if they try, they'll come and write maybe name and something and submit, but you see their result. They find their way through schools. And such people, what would they have to offer? In school, I can tell you that what I'm waiting for is just certificate that I will get a job. You are here struggling yourself to pass exams. Why that one already job is already waiting for you? Because you're not connected. So some of those things need to be arranged, and many things should be given with integrity. For instance, you apply for something, you have to start knowing. They will say, do you know this person? Do you know that person? You have to start looking for to get. So some of those things are very, very important to work on.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yes. Can I come in now? Can I come in?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. What I want to suggest, one of the most viable and tangible way forward for Nigerians to move is for Nigerians to change the norms and the rotations that is right now spreading around us like cankerworm and eating to our virus. This praising of people who make money without knowing how they made the money.
Okay, good point.
Nigerians are sycophants, hypocrites, right from the youths to the elders. There's this disease that's eating deep into every one of us, hypocrisy.
There you go.
Until we begin to appreciate merit. Right about now in Nigeria, we have no regard or respect for merit. It's not how far, it's not how well, it's how far. However you get there, it's not nobody's business. Whether you stole the money or whatever, it's in chat to give you chief title. We should stop all this song praising and face integrity. We have to change our rotation, our norms in our society. Even the poor, you see the way they run around those who have money. Our rotation has to change first. If you say all states should produce and run their own government, places like Nigeria Delta that have the oil, they cannot even run it on their own. Even right now that the oil is still there, some of them, they are men. In the morning, they still sit down and drink kai. It is even their women that go to farm or even go to work. They all depend on oil revenue. It will still not work. What I'm saying is this: the government, the leaders on seats are the ones that will help around to push this thing down. If you want to repair it, start from the top down to the bottom. Are you listening to me, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you.
So, if only they can change the orientation and the norms of society, sitting down to a system, Nigeria will be a better place tomorrow. Let us stop praising corruption. Let us start.
So what you're saying is that not only that we should be talking about ending SARS for the youths, we should also have a symposium and seminars for the youth to attend.
Beautiful. Let us promote merit. Let us promote merit. But you promote merit, even your neighbor, if you see your neighbor doing well, you'll be ashamed. You want to be like him. But these days, nobody knows how you come about what you become today. Everybody wants the shortest way. Everyone wants to go the short way. Nobody wants to struggle, work hard to get a distinction. They want to work hard to become what they want to be tomorrow. They want a short way out. And when you get a short way, when they give a leadership role, they mess up. So let us start promoting merit in our system. And from there, we will now move on forward. And then when you get there, let you work on energy. I say energy will go a long way to solve so many of these problems we're all talking about now. This corruption. Look at you giving electricity to Chad. It's not because they are giving, because somebody is paying the money, they are paying for it. But the money is not coming to the government coffer. Somebody is putting the money in his private account. at the expense of Nigerian citizens. So let us start promoting merit. If we promote merit in society and change our norms, things will get better for us tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Next, thank you so much. Next.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello. Thank you.
Go ahead. Mario from Ibadan, go ahead. Signal issue.
You should understand that no country under the Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, you should understand that no country under the earth is perfect, and a country can be developed except every citizen has his own maximum input in the development of a nation. You should understand that. And you should know that Nigeria as a country, Nigeria has no problem except bad governance, basically. Bad governance. So if you can end bad governance and let new set of leaders come in, I think that's one of the best solutions for now. And secondly, we have to reform every of our forces. Hello.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Every of our forces, from the police to the military, and every of our federal parastatals, we have to reform. We have to start from the scratch.
Wow, you're having a lot of
and every other thing
problems.
when we come. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's not flowing. It's coming and going.
Yes. And reform our federal parastatals, there will not be issues. So we can start from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen.
Can I quickly just buttress some points?
Yes, 30 seconds. Go ahead, Techno.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you very much, moderator. Yeah, after all said and done,
one of the things we'll have to fix.
I just want to buttress what most persons have said on this platform. I'm of the opinion that we should start looking inwards. We have looked outwards for 60 years now. This is the time for us to look inwards. Looking inwards in terms of our energy sector, looking inwards in terms of our health sector, looking inwards in all sectors. We shouldn't be going from country to country to seek for and stuff like that. No. Looking inwards. We have tried democracy. We have tried and leading us astray. Let us try a process whereby the state government to fix power in their states. Government will be imposed to fix water issues in their states. Federal government they have been overseeing the specifics of Nigeria for 6 years. We can't continue having a situation whereby oil is being extracted from the south region of the money of the headquarters will be fixed in other part of the country. No, it shouldn't be like that. When you do the process that doesn't work for you, you need to digress, you need to change paths, you go for other options. So that is what I have to say. We need to look inward now. Let us now look inward in several sectors so that we can restructure ourselves and come up with a better idea. That was what helped China. They stopped the importation, they stopped a lot of things. They started producing plastic. Out of 100 of cars going on the road, nothing vehicle work. So we need to start looking inwards now. I don't want to exhaust our time, so I have to stop there.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have done great. We will always do better. What part of the things we will do to get better is to have a better signal. Anything anybody can do in our next conversation to stabilize yourself a lot better, let's get to it, because conversation needs to flow. When it's breaking down, you're losing some points. We're not flowing. You're not following you as well. But other than that, I want to give everybody a huge credit. You all done great. The situation, it is what it is. It is our country. We're only looking for a way to make it better. Let everyone be advised. that we have not criticized anyone for just criticism. If we have said anything here to just buttress any point, is our opinion and individual opinion. And none of my panel members nor Omega Studio stands to be harassed or intimidated by our comment. I just want to tell our viewers we have appreciated your watching us online. And if you do have any question relating to our comments, write it on the comment section. And any of the panel that has not subscribed to Omega Studio yet, please do that, because we'll stay in touch with you. All our viewers as well that have not subscribed, go ahead and hit the red button on your phone or your tablet to subscribe. And outside that, it's been a night evening of conversation. I know that is almost night where you guys are now. So thank you so much, Praise, for coordinating all this from your location in Enugu State. And I want to say a big, huge thank you to all the panel members representing and reporting from everywhere in Nigeria. Everyone, Praise, just give us a farewell speech so we can end it. Praise, go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. And panel members, thank you too. Thank you for your cooperation and everything. All I can say concerning this, we have a lot. It's not left to the government. Yeah, the government is don't have to do this. And I urge the viewers and as many is to our little cycles. You know, I always have this mindset. Someone will come to your house. The government is very bad. We are still trying to do our best to do bad work. We still need when they're going to come across this video, we all need to get rid of all that, and we need to start implementing those good deeds, those good things we feel are the necessary things. You know, sometimes we get to move, and we see how constructive that's think that the government is bad and it is a problem. In Nigeria, all we do is talk. We complain, and everybody goes back to their normal activity. So I urge everyone to get out. Each and every one of us. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Omega Studios. Thank you, panel members, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next segment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. I'll be the last.